Guy Code with Rena Osware.
Welcome to another episode of The Guy Code. I am Rena Osware. Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about the current events in this country, Kenya, that a veteran journalist has been fired and the station he works for has been charged with a 6-figure fine. Right, if you want the background story, I have put some details in the description and I will not go over that. You can look it up yourself if you do not know what happened in this situation. The details are in the description. You can look it up and see the background. Now I'll just get into a few things that were not highlighted in this discussion happening online and in different forums. I'm going to make a red pill commentary and analysis of this situation. Number one, the veteran journalist Shaffie Weru is not red pill aware, and I will just want to give a few points that he missed out on. Number one is high attraction. Okay, this lady that he was talking about in the story, Eunice, I believe is her name, she had high attraction for this man and therefore led her to go on a date with him. The story says that she met this man online on Facebook and agreed to meet him and go on a date in the capital city, Nairobi. This was due to high attraction. I do not believe that she left her house to go and meet this man just to get a free plate of food. That I do not believe. High attraction led her to give this man a chance and hear him out. Okay, I believe there are many other men in her inbox, Facebook inbox, who would give her that free lunch or free dinner that she wanted, but she chose this one because of the attraction level, right? So the fact that Shaffie Weru can say, was she being loose or too available? No, attraction is not a choice. So do not shame women for having high attraction. I believe a DJ he was with in the studio mentioned that he took him 6 months to get the girl that he wanted, but the ladies that he is not attracted to, he gets too easily. Now, it shows that this DJ, I believe his name is DJ John Farme, works in a scarcity mindset. And this is a relationship that will not work if what he was saying is really true. If it really took him 6 months to get the girl that he has now, the girl that he wants, it shows that this guy does not know how to read attraction levels. If she was not into you in the first month, in the second month, why will you keep going? You have lost your advantage. Now you need her more than she needs you. So this is one thing that was not highlighted in the conversation, that Shaffie Weru saying, was she being too available? You can't be that kind of girl who is too available, who can just go out and leave. No. If a lady has high attraction and she really wants to meet you like that desperately, let her do it. Let her do it. Do not shame her for having high attraction and going out of her way and wanting to meet a stranger that she has never met and giving him time of day. Do not shame her for that. It's high attraction. It has led her to feel that kind of way towards you and really wants to be in your company that way. All right? So there's no such thing of being too loose or too available, okay? This woman, this Eunice lady, was very cold to other men. You can ask the guys who did not receive a reply on Facebook, did not receive a reply on their comment or their inbox on Facebook. You think it was just this one guy in her Facebook? No, it was not. Okay? It was not just one guy on her Facebook inbox or all over her comments, but she gave this guy a chance. Why? Because of the attraction level. Whatever he did, I don't know if it was the pictures of the game, whatever it was, the attraction level was high. He gave her enough to get a physical meeting. So there's nothing about being too available. She did it out of her own accord. To DJ John Farme, taking you 6 months to get a girl that you're really attracted to. 6 months, bro. You're telling me you didn't find other attractive women who probably had a higher attraction level for you? You just, for half a year, you decided to pursue one lady, and this is a man of high status, okay? You should operate in abundance. You should not show this scarcity mindset. So in 6 months, of all the ladies you could have interacted to in parties, in different events, you just saw this one lady. You cannot operate in scarcity like that. That relationship will not last. Operate in abundance. So that's the one thing that they missed out on. High attraction. The second thing that was missing in this conversation on this morning show on Homeboys was that neediness, right? This man, although he had enough game to get a physical meeting with this lady, he tried too hard to make an impression. He tried too hard to impress, because to find a hotel on the 12th floor of a building, this does not sound like a cheap hotel. It does not. Anyone who lives in Nairobi knows that this does not sound like a cheap hotel. It costs quite a bit, right? And this is a stranger you're really trying to make an impression to. It's showing neediness, right? She already giving you time of day to come through, right? You don't really have to go over and above to really make an impression, right? So he tried too hard to make an impression, and the deep frustration of losing what he had sacrificed made him react the way that he reacted and pushing her over the 12th floor. This comes from a feeling of deep frustration. Man, I have used all these resources to make an impression, and guess what? I'm getting nothing out of it. Nothing. She has rejected all my advances, and the evening will not go out or plan out like I expected. And he's deeply, deeply frustrated. And therefore, he reacted the way he reacted. So he operated in scarcity and was too needy to try and make an impression on a stranger, right? So guys, I tell you, always line up 2 or even 3 dates in a day. Line them up, right? So in case one happens to cancel, or one happens to ghost, or one happens to start acting in a way that you find is shady, being evasive, trying to look so disinterested, you can cut that off and say, you know what, this is over, date is over, give me my check, let me pay this, next. You should always operate in abundance, because if this guy, I believe maybe he saved up for this date, sacrificed for this date to try and impress a stranger. If he had lined up 2 or even 3 dates in that day, he would have said, okay, you're not interested in maybe going home or having a drinks later and finding out where the night will lead us. Okay, bye. I have another one lined up. Get out. Give my check, get out. Block Facebook, block everything. Forget that. Why? Because you have abundance. So they did not touch on the neediness of this guy. If you're really going out of your way, saving up to try and impress a stranger that you're just finding out about, right? And guys, I tell you that do not go on these dates thinking, will I make myself valuable to her? Will I impress her? No, she has to impress you. You are the prize. You are the prize. She has to impress you. He came from a point of, I have to impress her. I was wrong. So he had to act out of abundance. They did not mention that in the conversation they had. So the high attraction and the neediness was something that they should have highlighted if they were red pill aware. And since they are not, I believe if they listen to this, they are now aware of the 2 issues, very fundamental issues they need to have highlighted. Okay. So again is that the journalist Shaffie Weru should not stigmatize and rebuke women for having high attraction. So the question that he asked was, are these women too loose? Are they too available? The women should not be too unavailable. No. If she has high attraction and she wants to figure out who you're about or what you're about and is curious, let her do it. Okay? If she wants to walk, not even pandamat, if she wants to walk from Thika to Kitengela just to be with you for the day, let her do it. If she wants to steal a car to come and check you out and enjoy your company, let her do it. There's no such thing of being too available. There's no lady who's just too available for everyone, right? If that's how she's feeling, she's really attracted, she's like, you know what, I must sacrifice this time, this resources to come and check you out, let her do it, you know. So it's no such thing of, she should play hard to get, she should be unavailable. No, 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 no. If she's feeling your vibe, she's feeling your vibe. Let her feel your vibe. You're just that guy for her, or that's how she feels in the moment. Let it plan out, So Shaffie should not have rebuked her or chastised this woman for having high attraction levels, okay? Because attraction is not her choice. She feels the way she feels and she will act upon it, and that is okay. Now let's go to the reaction of this conversation. When this conversation was recorded, both audio and visual, it went viral, and there was a lot of backlash to the point that the presenters have been fired. All the radio presenters in that morning show have been fired. The morning show itself has been suspended, and the radio station has been charged with a 6-figure fine. Also, additionally, one of the biggest companies in the country has withdrawn advertising with this media group. Now, why all this backlash? Okay, why all this hate? Why all this outrage? Because of the situation. What caused? Why is there so much outrage? It's because they excused the man's neediness and rebuked the woman's autonomy. She had the free will to go on the date, but the man had no excuse to operate in scarcity and react the way that he did. That is why women are mad and angry, because Shaffie Weru excused the man's neediness, right? They excused the man's reaction, but rebuked the woman's autonomy of being available and giving this man time of day because she felt like it. That's why the backlash is there. And you're noticing that all these companies that are responding in this way towards the situation have very high-flying women in their management, okay? So the backlash is coming from well-to-do middle-class women who can have high attraction for men and decide to sacrifice their time to meet a stranger, okay? These are the women that are responding in this way by withdrawing advertising. All these companies have women in the management, and these women want their autonomy recognized, their independent choice recognized, and they do not want to hear this radio presenter telling them what they should or should not do with their choice. They should not choose to be available. They do not want to hear that. They do not want to hear who or what they should do with their free will. Okay? They don't want to hear that they should try and hold back their attention or their time when they feel they want to give it. They do not want to hear that. They don't want to hear any of it. Why? They're in management. They're heading teams. They're heading companies. They have financial freedom. They have status, and they are able to do what they want in the companies and the capacities that they have in society. So when this radio presenter Shaffie Weru gives them instruction that you should try to be more unavailable, you should too hard to get there. Like, who is this guy who's telling us what to do? I'll do what I want because I am able to do so. Okay? So the message from Shaffie that offends them is offending them because, one, he dismissed their autonomy. They have a right to choose to meet complete strangers anytime they want to. And the fact that you dare tell them not to is unacceptable. You actually remember that this is a group of people, or they're living in an age where that most of them are on several dating sites. Most of these women are on several dating sites. Several. Both local, international, maybe interracial, all that. And some of them get on these sites because they're bored. Some of them get on these sites because they want to meet new people. Some of them get on this site because they want to get a partner. Either way, they are choosing to be that available to a whole group of people. Very available. As available as having a swipe right. And this guy, Shaffie Weru, is telling them not to be available. Who are you to tell them that? That will definitely offend them. Okay, so they want you to know that they can be as available as they want to be, and they do not need your permission to be as available as they want. Number two is that he excused his neediness. The guy in the story, the guy on the date, that the man should always operate from a place of abundance. Remember, these empowered women have status, have money, have freedom. And with their newfound freedom, they still expect the man should be higher, should have more abundance, have more options than they do. The women who have thousands of likes on their Instagram, but they still expect you as a man to operate from more abundance, more options. Okay? So if you do not have the ability to have your pick with women, then you are punished for it. Why? Why don't you have the ability to have your pick with women? Okay. If this story went like the man actually walked out on her and said, you know what, since you're not interested in going back home with me or spending the night or the evening somewhere else, then I'm done here, and he walked out, the story wouldn't reach the news. If he just walked out arrogantly, said, you know what, forget you, delete my number, block you on social media, and left, maybe he will just be called bitter by a few of her friends, but it won't reach the news, it won't reach national attention, right? So they expect men should operate from a place of more abundance, right? You'll always have options, or always have several options, and if you do not have the ability to have several options, then you are punished. Okay? But the fact that this guy reacted the way he did out of frustration, out of a scarcity mindset, and Shaffie Weru seemed to empathize with this reaction, it caused this outrage. And this is why we are where we are right now. Now, moving forward, what do I think will happen? Number one is that every radio program will have a lady presenter or a male feminist or a male girlfriend in the panel to enforce women's autonomy in any discussion. Because there are going to be certain discussions like this, where there are going to be relationships and all that. And in case these discussions come up live on air, they expect that one person will be there to enforce women's autonomy, to enforce that women have their independent choice and can do whatever they want as they wish, because the empowered women in this country is growing and they want to feel that freedom and their free will is recognized. So every radio program will have that person to enforce and anchor the fact that women's independent choice is recognized and is valid. Number two is that edgy and unpopular discussions will be highly censored. So it'll be walking on eggshells in case you want to be maybe a protagonist in this story or try to give a differing opinion. It will be highly censored on how you address it and express it for the viewers. So it'll be highly censored in case you have unpopular decisions or an edgy decision. I want to say something edgy and uh out of pocket slightly. Number 3 is that more women will scrutinize and evaluate everything male personalities say and do, and have the confidence to file a complaint whenever. So since the women have seen that it is possible that corporations actually take a stand and act upon their complaints, they have more confidence. They feel more confident that, what, our voices will be heard and acted upon. So they feel more confident that if I file a complaint, this and this will happen. If I file a complaint, yes, this station can get a 6-figure fine if I file a complaint about what is said, and because I feel that it attacked me and I feel triggered by it. So more and more women will have the confidence to scrutinize everything that these male personalities say, especially when it comes to gender issues. So it will be walking on eggshells for these male personalities in the media. And lastly is that I feel most red pill men will suppress their thoughts and will not chime in certain conversations on radio and TV. Okay? So expect less and less men to chime in when it comes to discussions of gender issues. You know how they say we're expecting calls in, we welcome callers to call in, listeners to call in and give their views. Fewer men will have the guts and have the confidence to say what's really on their mind, because they feel that it's going to be chastised for it, rebuked for it, intimidated, abused. So they will be hesitant to call in. They would rather just be passive listeners. Because I believe that if a man really calls in these gender-based topics and gives their honest opinion, some of these presenters will just bash this man for having this opinion so as to pander to the audience. So the real root problem will not be solved but just suppressed. So this situation has actually caused men to feel, what, let's keep our opinions to ourselves, or just share it in a safe space, not in mainstream media, because right now mainstream media is showing they have no place for true male opinions. They do not welcome them. They do not want to hear them. And men are saying, what, it's okay. Keep your platforms. Now more and more men will join in online on podcasts. YouTube, not really, because the Google Corporation tends to censor and really be very strict on the kind of content that they allow on their platforms. So expect more and more men to be joining podcast platforms to really share what they really think, because mainstream media has really rejected anything to do with the male narrative. It's showing they totally reject it completely. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear what you think. As long as you do not agree with what they have, how dare you not agree? Anything contrary will not be welcome. So expect fewer men to shut up and keep their opinions to a safe place and share it on platforms they feel that they can have their honest discussion, but not on mainstream media. So this is my take, my red pill analysis and commentary on the situation. Expect more episodes, and guys, I really appreciate that you listen to this podcast. Continue to subscribe, and I really appreciate your feedback from this podcast. We'll continue to have such discussions and grow together. Until next time, we shall talk soon. Bye.
Guy Code with Rena Osware.